upon the emerald crest of Algestro, where the silence of the flint meets the ancient breath of the holm oak. A light more piercing than the noonday sun carved its path through the mundane azure of May. It was not the jagged anger of a storm's electric tongue, but a cataract of uncreated fire, a liquid crystalline brilliance that washed over the three small shadows of Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinta. This was the inaugural tremor of a celestial symphony, a visual hymn that found its first notes in the terrified yet transfixed hearts of shepherds. The Cova Iria, once a mere fold of earth for wandering flocks, became the navel of the world, an altar where the sky bent low to kiss the dust of Portugal. There she stood, clad in a mantle of whitest wool, woven with the threads of eternity, her feet resting lightly upon the gossamer breath of the tree's crown, her presence between the ticking clocks of men and the timeless pulse of the divine. She carried the weight of the world's sorrows within the hollow of her immaculate heart, yet her countenance was a testament to a peace that surpasses the understanding of keys. Her hands joined in a perennial gesture of supplication, clutched a chain of stellar pearls, the rosary, that rhythmic ladder of orisons designed to climb the steep cliffs of human frailty. Each bead was a drop of dew, destined to extinguish the fires of war. Each decade a battalion of roses marched against the encroaching shadows of a century that would soon learn the cold geometry of iron and ash. She spoke not in the thunder of Sinai, but in the soft melodic cadence of a mother who knows the secrets of the future, warning of a second darkness while pointing toward the morning star of conversion. The air around her was saturated with the fragrance of unseen lilies, a perfume that defied the arid landscape and whispered of a garden where the thorns of sin had been forever pruned by the shears of grace. Now, as the calendar of the faithful turns its pages toward the 13th of May, in the year 2026, the bells of the world begin to stir in a collective, bronze-throated anticipation. The distance between the 1900th year of her first visitation and this coming spring is collapsed by the persistence of her promise. We stand in the nave of history, watching the stained glass of our era catch the same light that once dazzled the eyes of the children. The crown we offer her is not merely one of beaten gold and stolen gems, but a diadem of collective sighs, a coronation of the broken who have found healing in the shadow of her white veil. The hymns we compose are the echoes of her own Magnificat, recalibrated for a digital age that still hungers for the analog truth of the spirit. We sing to the Lady of the Rosary, the Queen of Peace, who stands at the crossroads of our anxieties, her fingers still tracing the beads that weave the safety net of the world. Let the music swell in the vast cathedrals and the humble chapels alike, a tidal wave of Marian devotion that surges from the shores of the Atlantic to the farthest reaches of the human heart. Let the roses of Fatima be cast upon the waters of our troubled time, their petals carrying the scent of a hope that refuses to wither. We remember the miracle of the sun, the terrifying dance of the celestial disk that proved the heavens are not indifferent to our plight. And we ask for a similar movement in our own frozen souls. May the 13 days of May be a corridor of light, leading us back to the source of all harmony, where the Queen of Fatima awaits with her arms open like the gates of a sanctuary. In 2026, the message remains as urgent as the first flash of lightning over the home oak, a call to penance, a plea for prayer, and the unwavering assurance that in the end, the white mantle of her love will cover the entirety of our wounded earth, turning our dirges into a timeless hymn of restoration.
Within the calcified silence of the high stone, keep where the air tastes of ancient dust and forgotten masonry, the daughter of the East remains enshrined in an architecture of isolation. Not of iron nor of common clay was her spirit forged, but of the subterranean light that illuminates the veins of the earth before the miner's pick ever strikes the quartz. O Barbara, most radiant architect of the inner sanctuary, you who looked upon the two windows of your father's design and commanded a third to be hewn into the living rock, that the triple radiance of the undivided essence might bathe your soul in a geometry of grace. The stone groaned under the weight of your conviction, and the mortar yielded to the pressure of a faith that knew no perimeter and no boundary save the celestial. Your father Dioscorus built a citadel to hide your beauty from the world, yet he succeeded only in creating a laboratory for your sanctity, where the silence became a liturgy and the shadows became a choir of invisible witnesses.
When the sky bruiseth to a shade of violet and sulfur, when the atmosphere thickens with the premonition of a galvanic descent, we look to the horizon where your name is whispered by the artillerymen and the engineers of the deep. You are the mistress of the flash and the thunder, the patroness of the sudden transition from the temporal to the eternal, as the lightning leaped from the firmament to strike the one who raised the sword against his own blood. So too does your intercession strike the calamities that threaten to overwhelm our fragile dwellings. There is a metallic tang in the air, a scent of scorched ozone and scorched earth that signals your arrival as the protectress of those who walk through fire and those who delve into the damp, dark bellies of the world, seeking the riches of the stone. You hold the chalice against the storm, ensuring that the final viaticum is never denied to the soul caught in the sudden collapse of the tunnel or the sudden burst of the flame.
In the digital echoes of our modern exploration, where the faith is shared in fragments of light and brief moments of recognition, Your image flickers like a persistent flame across the screens of the weary. You are not a relic of the Nicomedean dust, but a living current, a pulse of electricity that surges through the wires of our interconnected longing. The tower you inhabited has become the icon of every soul, seeking a vertical escape from the horizontal mundanity of a world without wonder. Every stone of your prison was a syllable in a poem of resistance. Every shadow was a canvas for the Holy Spirit to paint the mysteries of the Trinity. You saw the three windows as the eyes of God, watching over the soul in its darkest confinement. And you taught us that even in a fortress of solitude, one can find the architecture of the infinite. The sword that ended your earthly breath became the lightning that guards the heavens. And now you stand amidst the clouds with the palm of victory and the tower of your endurance. Let the mountains tremble and the skies roar with the heavy percussion of the storm. For in the center of the tempest, there is the stillness of Barbara. You are the armor of the miner, the shield of the smith, and the guide of the sailor, caught in the electric fury of the sea. Your praise is not a soft melody of flutes, but a resonant anthem of bronze and iron, a hymn that echoes in the hollow chambers of the earth and the vast cathedrals of the clouds. We invoke your name when the fuse is lit, and when the hammer falls for you are the Lady of the Blast, who masters the energy of the cosmos and tames the wildfire for the sake of the humble. Through the corridors of history, your light travels faster than the sound of the thunder that follows it, a brilliant precursor to the divine judgment that clarifies the air. We are but explorers in a world of shadows, seeking the music of your steadfast heart in the rhythmic pounding of the rain. From the heights of your celestial tower, look down upon the flickering lights of our small lives and grant us the courage to carve our own windows into the walls of our circumstances, that we might never be without the triple light of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. May our faith be as unyielding as the granite of your prison, and our transition into the eternal be as swift and as illuminated as the bolt that vindicated your martyrdom. In the silence, the twilights between the flashes of our existence, we find your praise carved into the very substance of the universe, a testament to the Virgin who became the master of the storm and the guardian of the hidden fire. The hammer strikes the wire in a cathedral of felt and spruce, where the piano begins its solitary pilgrimage, a soft descent of notes like rain falling upon the dry parchment of the soul. There is a quietude in the ivory keys, a deliberate pacing of Arbolade's vision that counts the heartbeats of the weary before the first word is ever uttered. Then comes the violin, a slender reed of wood and resin, weeping upward in a glissando that's the distance between the earth and the firmament. It does not merely play a melody, it sighs the ancient longing of the Anima Christi, pulling a silver thread through the silence, vibrating with the tension of a spirit that is both broken and being mended. This is the prelude to the indwelling, the preparation of the vessel for the wine and the water that are about to flow from the side of the transcendent.
Soul of Christ, be the breath within my own lungs, a sanctification that moves not as a concept, but as a tangible warmth spreading through the marrow. The choir rises now, the Bucas Palette Collective, a tapestry of voices that carries the weight of 1,000 Sundays,
and the intimacy of a single whispered confession. Their harmony is the architecture of mercy, building a roof of song over the listener, where every alto's depth and every soprano's light serves to illuminate the darkness of the human condition. Body of Christ,
save me,
not from the world, but within it, becoming the very substance of my resilience. The piano ripples underneath like the surface of a disturbed pool, reflecting the fractured light of grace, while the violin sustains a high, shimmering note that feels like the very edge of a cloud touched by the setting sun.
Blood of Christ, inebriate me. Let the vintage of the cross wash away the thirst for things that do not satisfy. There is a holy intoxication in this movement, a rhythmic ebb and flow, where the percussion of the piano's lower register grounds the celestial flight of the voices. Water from the side of Christ wash me, not merely a cleansing of the skin, but a deluge for the interior deserts, a river finding its way through the canyons of the heart's hidden grievances. The music swells here, the violin becoming more urgent, its vibrato a pulse of desperation and hope intertwined. It is the sound of the spear wound becoming a portal, an invitation to hide within the cleft of the rock. Oh, passion of Christ, strengthen me, for the journey is long and the mountain is steep, and only the memory of the suffering God can provide the fortitude to endure the silence of the Saturday tune. Oh, good Jesus, hear me.
Let the prayer transition from a liturgical rite
into a desperate rhythmic breathing.
Within thy wounds hide me.
Let the jagged edges of thy pain
be the sanctuary where my own scars find their resonance and their rest. The choir's voices thicken, a wall of sound that is neither harsh nor heavy, but enveloping like a shroud made of light. Do not permit me to be parted from thee. The piano insists with a recurring motif, a stubborn insistence of grace that refuses to let go of the hem of the garment. From the malignant enemy defend me, from the shadows that whisper of unworthiness and the cold winds of abandonment. The violin now dances in a counterpoint of protection, a soaring bird circling the
fortress of the melody,
warding off the night with a frantic,
beautiful clarity.
Begins its long,
translucent phase. while the piano offers one final crystalline chord that hangs in the air like incense in an empty nave.
This is the Bucas palette, the open hand, surrendering the song back to the silence from which it was born. The lyrics have dissolved into the atmosphere, leaving only the scent of the sacred and the lingering vibration of the soul that has, for a few minutes, been fused with the divine.
The final note is not an end, but a door left slightly ajar, through which the light of the soul of Christ continues to pour into the quiet rooms of our ordinary lives. In the deepening amethyst of the seventh hour, when the Sabbath sun leans low against the leaded glass, the silence settles upon the nave like the weight of ancient water. Here, the clock counts not in seconds but in heartbeats, marking the threshold where the day's labor dissolves into the vesperal glow. We gather, a collective of lungs and longing, positioned in the tired shadows, where the wood of the pew smells of lemon oil and the prayers of 1,000 previous Sundays. The air is thick with the residue of incense and the cooling heat of the afternoon, a physical suspension waiting for the first vibration.
The air within the vaulted nave is thick, with the scent of ancient beeswax and the collective sigh of 1,000 intentions. Yet it is not the incense that defines the boundary of our belonging. We are a mosaic of fractured vessels held together by a light that refuses to dim, a geometry of mercy, where every line converges upon the wounded heart of the Nazarene. We do not walk as specters in a lonely gallery, but as a phalanx of brothers and sisters, whose rhythm is dictated by the pulse of the Eucharist, moving in a slow and sacred synchronization toward the dawn. It is a terrifying transparency, this mandate to be known, not by the silk of our vestments or the weight of our silver, but by the manner in which we carry the burden of the stranger. To love as we are commanded is to bleed into the garden of the world, to offer the cooling water of our own sacrifice to the parched throat of the forgotten, until the very dust of our transit glows with the friction of charity. We move as one spirit through the narrow gates of the city, our feet treading a path worn smooth by the persistence of the saints. There is a singular resonance in the way our voices interlace, a polyphony of the redeemed that rises above the clamor of the marketplace. We are the architects of a kingdom that is built not of stone and mortar, but of the interlocking of palms and the steady gaze of compassion. In the marketplace of indifference, our unity is a scandal and a sanctuary. We walk side by side, not because our paths are easy, but because our destination is shared, anchored in the belief that no soul is an island and no grief is solitary. The world watches from the shadows of its own isolation, looking for a sign, searching for a mark that distinguishes the children of the promise from the children of the age. And they find it not
that lift the fallen, and the quiet persistence of our communal prayer. To work side by side is to weave a tapestry where the thread of one's labor is indistinguishable from the thread of another's. We guard each human dignity as if it were a sacred flame flickering in a gale. For we recognize in the face of the broken the reflection of the Creator's own countenance. There is no hierarchy in the crucible of service. The prince and the pauper are bound by the same towel and the same basin. We strive to heal the ruptures of the earth, to mend the tattered edges of justice with the needle of grace. It is a labor of endurance, a long obedience in the same direction, fueled by the knowledge that every act of kindness is a stone laid in the foundation of the eternal city. When we toil, we do not toil for the vanity of monuments, but for the restoration of the divine image in the eyes of the despairing. The choir swells now, a tidal wave of sound that shakes the rafters and settles in the marrow of the bone. It is the sound of a people who have found their center, a resonance that transcends the limits of language and the boundaries of time. We sing of the Father, the architect of the stars, from whom all love cascades like a waterfall into the valley of human experience. We sing of the Son, the Word made flesh, who taught us that the greatest power is found in the ultimate surrender. We sing of the Holy Spirit, the breath that animates our clay and binds our disparate hearts into a single thrumming organism of faith. This doxology is the seal upon our mission, the final breath of a hymn that never truly ends. For its echoes are carried out into the streets, into the hospitals, into the prisons, and into the quiet rooms of the dying. They will know us by the way we linger when others flee. They will know us by the way we speak the truth, with a tongue seasoned by gentleness. They will know us by the stubbornness of our hope and the prodigality of our forgiveness. Our love is not a sentiment, but a substance, a visible reality that alters the chemistry of the room. It is the mark of the Christian, the indelible character of a soul that has been submerged in the waters of the Lamb. As we depart the sanctuary, we carry the choir within us, the melody of unity serving as a compass in the wilderness. We are the living lyrics of a hymn composed by God, a testament written in the ink of our daily devotion, declaring to a weary world that love is the only force capable of turning the tide of history. All praise to the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, in whose triune embrace we find the pattern of our own communion forever and ever, until the dawn of the final day, when love is all in all.
The great pipes groan with the weight of ancient stone, inhaling the dust of centuries to exhale the breath of the living word. Under the vaulted ribs of the nave, the diapason swells, a thundering heartbeat that precedes the first footfall of the faithful. It is the melody of Bunison, a tune forged in the mist of the